On the 25th of May, Poland will vote in the European elections, and Ukrainians will choose a new president. Poles are very concerned about the situation in Ukraine. That's why in Poland there's been an increase in support for right-wing parties. Ukrainians hope their country will hold elections and avoid the worst. There are more details about these issues in our report from both sides of the border. Fears about the situation in Ukraine has become a key issue in the EU election campaign in Poland. Experts say it could boost the ruling centre-right government, showing unemployment, healthcare reform and the spending of EU funds have been pushed into the background by criticism of Russia. At the European elections in Poland, a cornerstone issue will be the following. What intentions do you have about Ukraine? What is your position concerning sanctions against Russia? We do not want this border to become once again a border with the Soviet Union. God forbid if that would ever happen. Locals here in Przemysl are split on how to resolve the Ukrainian crisis. The EU must not have internal squabbles. It needs a common position. We must help Ukraine more. I'm more than 80 years old, and I found things that the Soviet Union was doing was unacceptable. What Russia is continuing to do is unacceptable. If Ukrainians won't help themselves, nobody will help them, neither the EU, nor Russia, nor anybody else. Ukrainians have driven themselves to this current situation, to the brink of civil war. Business people from both sides of the Polish-Ukrainian border have a special interest in resolving the crisis in Ukraine as soon as possible. The inhabitants of Ukrainian villages just close to the Polish border don't have big factories where they can work. Many of them rely on cross-border trade. One of them, a pensioner, lives just 7 meters away from Poland. He has his own ideas about the EU. I'll be the first to say Ukraine should join the EU. My Polish friends say I just need to throw the house over the border and I'll be on the Polish side. But how can I do that? The Poles really want us to come into the European Union as soon as possible. Many Ukrainians are fed up with the current political crisis, but they hope to see some improvements after the presidential elections in May, as one local politician explains. People have big hopes for these presidential elections. I think the turnout will be roughly 80%. We have a lot of Poles who support us. They always support Ukraine. I think our people will unite facing this threat. They'll all come out and vote for the new president. Czerwonograd is one town not far from the Polish border. It used to be part of Poland. The area is rich in coal, and mining still forms a big part of the local economy. The 3 major coal mines are important employers in the town. Around half of all locals are connected to them. Either they or their family members work there. Our team has a negative mood about the events in the east of the country. It's very important to see these factories working, to get our salaries, at least to have some confidence in the future. I don't want to see all this trouble in Ukraine. I want everybody just to get on, not to be feuding with each other. I want Ukrainians to remain Ukrainians, to know the worth of their homeland. All people hope for intelligent dialogue. They hope for a reasonable solution from our politicians. We all want to come to a positive decision for our country. People in this region see themselves as European and strongly support Ukraine's European integration. They also hope that their closest neighbour, Poland, will assist Ukraine on its long road towards the EU. How does the situation in Ukraine change the mood of Polish voters? Poles traditionally follow events in Ukraine with a lot of attention. We've seen that during the Orange Revolution or during the events on the Maidan. Today we continue to observe that trend. We're constantly seeing an interest expressed by many Poles Our friends and colleagues call us to ask us what's happening in Ukraine. We see it with the reports that appear in the Polish press. We see it with the positions taken by Polish politicians. That indicates there is indeed a true interest and desire to help Ukraine get out of the current crisis and to solve the problems facing the country. Can Poland be called Ukraine's big brother? What is it doing to help? Too much to mention. It was direct help for the people who suffered at the Maidan. A significant number of people who were seriously wounded went to Poland for medical care, and some of those, even until now, are still in Poland receiving that treatment. Furthermore, there's been significant diplomatic assistance, considerable work carried out by the Polish Foreign Minister Radek Sikorski. And if you follow his messages on Facebook, you can see that he often refers to the situation in Ukraine. His comments show that he's well aware of the situation and that he's not just somehow reflecting the situation in Ukraine, but he's looking for a way out of this crisis.
Відображає, яка ж ситуація в Україні, але він шукає шляхи виходу з цієї ситуації.